Hello and welcome back to the channel. We finished up our playthrough of the original Neverwinter Nights campaign in the last episode, and we're going to start a new series for the Shadows of Undrentide expansion pack. So the thing about this is that while Hordes of the Underdark, the story for that is actually technically a continuation of your original character's story from the Wailing Death campaign, Shadows of Undrentide is kind of its own little side story. So because of that, I don't want to take the original. As a matter of fact, while we're sitting here doing this, let me load my last quick save, because I want to make sure that I save my character. I want to make sure I save my character so that, because you can, if you want to, you can select a pre-made character and then grab your the whatever character you want. Oh, I did have a. You can grab a character that you've already played, take that character, and bring him into the campaign. Don't really want to do that because, as a matter of fact, let me delete the previous versions of. I only want to keep the last one. Okay. So I know I'm rambling because I didn't think about taking care of this stuff before I started recording. But anyways, and it kind of gives you an idea of how all this works. So what we'll do is when we go to Hordes of the Underdark, we'll take our rogue from the Wailing Death and have him continue, because the actual story does say, oh, you're the hero of Neverwinter who dealt with the Wailing Death and all that stuff. Even though the actual story itself doesn't really have anything to do with it, it does assume that you're the hero from before, and I like playing the rogue. So we'll take him into Hordes of the Underdark. And it automatically levels you up to 15, so we won't be able to under-leveled. So for Shadows of Undrentide, I want to go ahead and begin with Chapter 1, and we're going to create a brand new character. And I think I haven't really decided what I want to do with this particular character, because I have two different options of what I'd like to do. So one of the things you can do is you can do this Arcane Archer class, which basically makes it so that you're able to fire magical arrows all over the place, and it can be a very high DPS build if you do it right. So typically what you'll do is you'll start out as either a fighter or a ranger, so that you can get all of the weapon and all of the weapon proficiencies and stuff that you need, because you need an attack bonus of +6. You have to be an elf or a half elf. You need to have weapon focus on a longbow, which was what we would do. We would do a longbow and have the point blank shot feat, and then be able to cast first level arcane spells. I don't think rangers cast arcane spells. Yeah, they cast divine spells. So either way, you're gonna have to multi-class into either wizard or sorcerer to be able to get access to the Arcane Archer. So I don't know that and if you're going to focus on Arcane Archer, one of the reasons to go Ranger is you get dual wielding as a feat from the beginning, I believe. I believe that was still a thing in this. I believe that you get dual wielding as a basic. I don't see it here, but I mean, let's check it. Let's check it. Packages, configure packages. I'll just do the recommended. Do we get, yeah, dual wield comes as a base thing, but if we're gonna do an Arcane Archer, we don't really care about the dual wielding. And I'm not really all that worried about the spell casting part, because most of our DPS is gonna come from the fact that we're just popping out magical arrows all over the place, and you're just boom, 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 boom. They go really fast as you get higher level. Or we could just do a straight up fighter and focus on bashing things. I like to do a sword, a bastard sword and shield combo with a fighter. You get great cleave, and then you're able to just kind of bash things all over the place. So I'm not really sure what direction I want to go. And you have to kind of make the decision up front, because you need to make sure that your ability scores are set up. Because if you're going to do Arcane Archer, you want to focus on dexterity, because that's going to be you're not going to get any extra strength bonus out of the bow. You're just not. And your dexterity is going to make sure that you're going to hit a lot. And basically, you just want to make sure you're hitting all the time. But if we're going to go with a straight up warrior build, then I need strength and constitution. And then, you know, everything else can kind of just go by the wayside. So I don't really know what I want to do. The thing is that I don't think that we're gonna get. I'm kind of just sitting here. I know I could just think about this off screen, but I kind of want you guys to go through the rationale process with me so you can see why I make my decision. Part of what I'm thinking is that while this technically says levels 1 to 20 as a level range, it's only a few short chapters, and I don't think that we're actually going to get high enough in level by the time we get to Shadows of Undrentide to really unlock the benefits of the Arcane Archer. I may be wrong. Well, this says levels 1 to 7. And then, 1 to 7. Are we actually going to get to level 7? So if that's 1 to 7, the interlude has a little bit of stuff in it. We'll probably get up to 8 or 9. I don't know. We might get high enough that we would get some. We might start to towards the end to see the Arcane Archer become somewhat of a thing. I mean, I guess we can just go for it. Why don't we just go for the Arcane Archer? Does it? Let's see. I have to be a half. I have to be an elf or a half elf. So with the elf, I get. I don't remember what the difference is between elves and half-elves, but since we're going for dexterity anyways, I believe we get a dexterity bonus for being an elf in 3rd edition, right? So we'll just go full-on elf. And then we'll grab this portrait, I guess, because he looks kind of rangery. We'll do... Do they have a package for... No, they're not going to give me that. Oh. Do they have a package for... Or do they have that for the ranger? No, they don't have a... They have a marksman one. I mean, I guess... give me a second. I'm going to look up... I know min-maxing isn't fun for a lot of people, but I do want to look up a couple of Arcane Archer builds on the internet just so I can get a good idea of what would be a good path to take at this point. So give me a second. I'll be right back. I'm going to do a little bit of research, and then I'll make a decision. Okay, after much research, I ended up deciding, you know what? We're just going to do a fighter build. Not necessarily because it's too difficult to do an Arcane Archer. I can. There's several good builds out there for the Arcane Archer, but what I realized is that in the first playthrough, while we were doing our rogue, there were several awesome magical items that I had to pass up because my character just couldn't use them. If I did a fighter build for the Arcane Archer, he would be able to wear most of the armor, but the shields would be very... We won't be able to use any of the shields because we're doing the bow. So for the sheer fact that I kind of want to be able to walk around in some cool armor, we're just going to do a fighter build. It's a basic build. I know it's not glamorous or anything like that, but it does give us access to a bunch of extra feats, which are going to make us very effective in combat. So here's what I went with. We have a human. Okay, we have a human. We have a human fighter. I just gotta go with chair neutral. Sorry, I don't know why it did that. That's really annoying. We're gonna go strength and constitution as our primary stats. We'll leave dex where it is, and then we'll leave these at 10 so we don't get any negative rolls on it. Configure the packages. I'm not interested in taunt because I'm never gonna remember to use it. So, what did I have? Oh, we went with lore because it's a class skill and it'll hopefully help make things cheaper with us with us not having to pay 100 gold every time we want to freaking identify something. Then we're gonna go with power attack so that we can get access to cleave, and then I'm gonna do the exotic weapon proficiency because you need that to get access to the bastard sword, which allows you to get a D10 gets you a one-handed D10 damage rather than having to do like a longsword, which only gives you a D8. So that'll help. And then once we get our base attack bonus to level 4, we'll get our Great Cleave, which will allow us to just bash, bash, bash small enemies as we go. And then, okay, so it looks like it did keep my character thing
Get on
there,
them!
and it has
Attack,
my.
I say!
I'm gonna make him like 25. Why not? And then, well, what do I want to?
To your weapon. By my direct attack! Get on them! Attack! Attack! Show them your steel! Now see what a true warrior looks like.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and just go with a regular fighter.
Hilltop, one of many small villages that dot the most remote regions of the northern wildlands, known as the Silver Marches. Few would choose so cold and inhospitable a land to make their home. Only those seeking a new life, or to escape their past. It is in Hilltop that your mentor, Master Drogan, chose to settle after a lifetime of adventure. Here, he would pass on his knowledge to you, and a select few others with promise. It is here that evil comes in the shadows, and behind it, a sinister purpose that will see your own promise either realized in full or extinguished forever.
Ooh. Okay, let's get our map up and get all of this going. Focus crystal in our journal. I don't know what our journal does. This is your journal, which chronicles your life at Drogan's Academy. From the day you set foot into the door to the last eve's entry, with all of your experiences contained within. One section talks about interactions with the other apprentices. Xanos, the half-orc sorcerer, has a superior attitude. Dorna is a dwarven rogue who loves to incite arguments. Xanos is the... Misha is a human paladin of Mistra, and I am the fourth. Okay. We need to put on the armor that we have as usual. Let's, well, clearly not going, oh, well, hold on. I need to redo my bar here really quick because I don't use the same setup for fighters as I do for... Okay, and then we don't have a Stone of Mistress Hand. I forget what this does. Well, we can wear this for now, whatever it is. I think it's a teleporting thing. This ring is one of many forged. He gave it to them so that it would teleport them back to him if they found themselves in peril. So that'll be our teleport thing. I don't know what the focus crystal does. This is our journal. We'll sell the woodsman outfit as soon as it's convenient. What is the scale of discipline? It's a fairly straightforward test. All you had to do is run to the top of the hill and grab an item on a pedestal, then return it to Drogan. It was a 20... heavily muscled orcs waiting to knock you back down the hill, and the strap that you held in your hand behind your back the strap that held your hands behind your back that gave the task its difficulty. The first few were easy enough to dodge around, but they got closer and closer together until it was only your bullheaded determination that kept you on your feet. When your assignment was done, your body was sore, but the red scale was dropped from your mouth into Drogan's waiting hands. After cutting the strap around your arms, Drogan explained the scale had magical ability to increase your discipline for a short time during battle, but only one time each day. Okay, well, okay, so for now we'll go with sword and torch as our weapon. And then I don't see anything else in here. Okay, so before I do this, I want to make sure that I don't screw myself up. I want to create an empty slot. I want to make a save slot for that. Okay, so now we have that. And this, okay, so this is the slot I just made here. And then because I want to be able to quick save. I don't want to have to do this every time, but I also want to make sure that whatever my last save was for, okay. So we're going to load into my other game really quick just to make sure that I save. So, sorry, I'm just trying to be very careful. No, load, see what I mean? I'm trying to be very careful to make sure I don't screw anything up, so that I can take this game, save it to this save slot, so that stays there permanently and forever. So now, That's that. Now we can do this. Now I can open this one. Now we're back here. We can get ourselves all set up again. And now when I press the G key, it'll quick save for this game. Okay. Sorry, I gotta make sure I'm very careful because I tend to rush through things and then I end up screwing myself by deleting something I didn't mean to delete.
Aha! You're here. Tell me, surely you have heard how our dear Misha fared in her last test.
I have had enough of your jibes, Xanos. You would have done no better.
On the contrary, dear lady, I tend to do exactly what Master Drogan asks me to do. If he says to rescue the goblin child, then I rescue the goblin child. It is not so difficult.
I'm curious to know. You know, yeah, the voice's volume is turned all. It's just on my machine for whatever reason. I'm looking at my levels over here, and when they're talking, it looks like it's all the way up there. But on my speakers, the voices just aren't coming out very clearly.
I somehow doubt Master Drogan would ask you to rescue anything that he didn't expect you to rob first.
Ha ha! You are the aspiring thief amongst us, little Dorna, not I.
But a goblin is an evil creature, child or no. How can I be expected to lend it aid? It was not a fair test of my abilities. Master Drogan wanted you to rescue a goblin? Why? Master Drogan tests us all so that we reach our potential, so that we reach the potential that we came to his school to achieve. Your tests are different than the rest of ours, naturally, but the goal is the same. Master Drogan is a very wise man. They say he was a great adventurer before he retired. That is what I hope to benefit from, not his wisdom. I don't know. Perhaps there is a lesson in Master Drogan's test that I have not yet considered. I'm sure you'll learn it in time. Don't worry about it. Thank you for your kindness, Mandrid. I suspect that Master Drogan will never hold me with the same regard he has for you, however. Bah, who cares about the dwarf's regards? I came here to learn what I can from him, and that's all. I respect Master Drogan. He's a learned man and a great wizard. If such bootlicking makes one graduate faster, then I question the worth of Master Drogan's little school. Perhaps it is the school that questions your worth, half-orc. For a paladin, you have quite the mouth on you, little girl. Mandrid, I heard Master Drogan saying your final test would be coming very soon. Do you think you're ready for it? I believe I am. You sound so confident. I wish I could say the same. I bet that Master Drogan will take Mandrid's ring for the final test. Ha! No teleporting about for you. But Master Drogan gave us the rings to keep us safe. They've kept us from being killed during our training. And what better way to test if you are ready to leave the nest, huh? What do you think of that, Mandrid? Ready to lose your ring? If he believes it's necessary, then yes. And if Master Drogan tells you to hop about on one foot, would you do that too? Xanos is a weak of constitution and constantly in need of rescuing by the ring. That's why he values it so highly, I think. Shut up, little dwarf. I notice you've no lack of focus crystals to power your precious ring. Better safe than sorry, I always say. Do you know what the final test will be, Mandrid? Has Master Drogan said anything to you? I'm a warrior. I no doubt my test will be no doubt he will test my battle prowess to the utmost. You know nothing. Whatever it is, the cunning little dwarf will not make it easy on you.
I cannot wait until Master Drogan gives me my final test. Oh, I wish I was in your shoes.
For once I agree with the little girl. I came to Master Drogan to learn how to be an adventurer. I wish to adventure.
True. I wish something exciting would happen here at Hilltop. Do you hear that?
Well, asking ye shall receive.
Master Drogan is in trouble. Use your ring.
Maybe not. Oh, yet again. I'm a big fan of having my camera just turned with my character. And I'm not a rogue, so I can't unlock it. That's the only thing that's gonna... I mean, I'm gonna take Dorna with me because she's gonna be the person that unlocks all the chests and stuff for me. And you're gonna see why I typically just choose to be a rogue when I do playthroughs, because it's much more convenient to just do it myself.
Mortano, Forticama.
Right shall prevail.
Well, that didn't go well.
Run while you can.
Okay.
Prepare to face the judgment of Mitchell.
Make this fight count! It will be your last!
Man, we're second right now. Hopefully it'll be better once we get a decent weapon. Of course, I'm not even hitting these. They're kobolds, man. What the hell? I don't think I've made a single... I've made very few hits in this entire thing. What the hell? I have a +4 to my attack bonus. What the...
That's it? The little beasts are all gone? Then I shall see to Drogan now. I can only imagine what they did to make him fall. Poison? I cannot tell the type, but I should be able to counter it with my magic. Hold on, good dwarf. Nothing? The poison resists? How can that be? This is no simple toxin these kobolds have used here. How could they have acquired such a poison, I wonder? And why did they come all this way? Just to strike at Master Drogan. There must be an answer.
Thank you for your help, but, who are you? I find it more than a little suspicious that some helpful stranger would show up just as these little creatures attack. How rude. This lady aids us without asking for anything in return. Would you repay her with suspicion? Rude or not, I'd like an answer as well. You have remarkable timing, my lady. Of course, you are suspicious. I would be as well if I were in your shoes. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Ayala Windspear. I have been following the tracks of these kobolds for almost 2 days now. I thought it odd that they would range so far from their homes in the Nether Mountains. I never imagined they would do something like this, however. As soon as I realized they were headed for Hilltop, I came as quickly as I could, but too late. Well, why were you following these kobolds to begin with? I was just passing through the area, to be perfectly honest. It's my responsibility to take note of strange occurrences and investigate them, however. What do you mean it's your responsibility? I am a harper, as is Drogan. Do you know what a harper is? Some kind of secret organization, isn't it? One that secretly meddles in the affairs of others, whether they welcome it or not. That is a viewpoint born of ignorance. We harpers band together to fight evil wherever it arises, even though some may call it meddling. This naturally means that the harpers have many enemies. I suspect one of them is responsible for this attack, and I hope I am wrong.
I believe I can shed some light on that.
Master Drogan!
Drogan, you live. Mistra be praised.
It was the artifacts they were after. They're stolen. All 4 of them. I can do nothing.
I thought as much. How could anyone have found out you even had them? This is terrible news.
I said, what artifacts are you talking about? When Drogan retired to Hilltop, the Harpers entrusted 4 dangerous artifacts to his care. We thought this area remote enough that it would be safe.
They were. I do not know how they were discovered.
I wish they'd stop switching back and forth between voiced and non-voiced stuff. Just make this whole thing voiced. We'll have to find out. Those artifacts are too powerful and dangerous to be left in unknown hands. Well, I'll help out in whatever way I can. That's good to hear. I will need to stay here and tend to Drogan's poison. The help I can offer is limited until he gets better. Mandred, my eldest student, it is up to you. It is vital that you get these items, that you find these items and bring them back. You can count on me. I won't fail you. Such courage, dear boy. You do me proud. This will be your final test. I know you already. So much relies on you. I know you will not let me down. I cannot. Drogan! He's passed out from the pain. It's up to you then, Mandred. You must recover these artifacts before they can be put to dangerous use. Do you have any advice? If you need assistance, think of asking one of the people to help you. The others can remain here to help guard the school. That would be me. I wish I could go with you. You are so lucky. And he will be luckier still to have the great Xanos by his side. Get over yourself already. Mandrill will pick whomever he picks, and probably someone who he can stand. So yes, as I said, me. There's also bound to be some equipment here in the school which can help you. If you see if you can find some healing equipment, especially if you can't find potions and healing kits, will have to do. As for the artifacts themselves, I can tell you what I know about them if you wish. It's not much, but it might help. Beyond that, all that remains is to go out into Hilltop and follow the trail of the kobolds. It shouldn't be difficult, as I'm sure their passing will have been noticed. I will help you as much as I can, but my first duty is to keep Drogan alive. How else can you help me exactly? Well, that depends. Is Drogan still using the teleportation rings? The answer is yes to that. The fact that you have them is good. As I recall, it uses focus crystals to teleport you. She's basically, that's explaining how the crystals work. You basically just have to have one of these focus crystals to be able to teleport back. Can you teleport me somewhere? Where do you need to go? Nowhere at the moment. Okay. Tell me more about these artifacts. I know little about these artifacts, but keep in mind that anything I tell you comes mostly from memory. I wish I had more detailed information. Let's see, if I remember correctly, there are 4 artifacts in total. A mummified hand, a dragon's tooth, a statue of a tower, and a mask. Tell me about the hand. It belonged to a powerful lich named Belfaron, as I understand it. I remember it being said that some of Belfaron's power remained in the hand. The dragon's tooth is a remnant of a great worm, Hephaestion. The dragon died long ago, but it's possible they could have some interest in it. Tell me about the hand. Oh, we already talked about that one. Tell me about the mask. It once belonged to a high priest of the Lord of Shadows. Seeing as a god of thieves who rarely produces an item of benevolence is probably something bad. And then the tower statue. I actually don't know much about that. I believe it was found in a desert tomb many years ago. One of the wizards detected it. Nature of the magic cannot be discerned, but put aside just in case. All right, why are these items so dangerous? All 4 of them have considerable power of malevolent nature, though they don't know what it is. The fact that the power exists could be tempting for some, and some might know more about it than they do. Why were they kept here, not somewhere safer? And where exactly would be safe? Now, they thought the school was... All right, she already told us that. All right, I guess I don't have any more questions. So, we're going to go ahead and call that an episode. Hopefully you guys are having lots of fun. Be sure to click that like button so the YouTube algorithm knows that you are. Subscribe to the channel so that you know when the next video comes out. And I do have a link to my Patreon in the description if you'd like to help me turn this channel into a thriving online business. Again, thank you very much for your time, and I will see you for the next one.